moving, like really gaining my independence, and him losing his control over me. Because I was the good girl. I was taught to be the good girl. The girl that listened to him, did everything she was told. If she had practice at the school, guess what? She was going to have to cook dinner when she got home. It didn't matter what it's like, but being outside the house for a few hours, it was my happiness, my freedom that I got to enjoy. That I felt very blessed to be a part of JRTC. And this was the year I was actually started doing color guard, um, where I got to hold the flag. That was so fun. Welcome back to Just a Breezy Chat here on Breezyville. This is a podcast that I love, that I created. I took a long hiatus from that I really needed to focus more on my other projects as well as school and work. But I am happy to say that we are almost done with season two. I have season three and four already planned out, so I'm excited that we can get started on those. But right now, we're just going through what my life has been like. Hasn't been easy, as most of you know if you've been following me. That sometimes it's just like, you know. But yeah, but I do have a YouTube channel called Breezyville. That you can go check out, and I have started my online advocacy program, as well as another podcast called Sassy Southern Belle. And my first guest on there was my best friend from elementary school. I love you if you're watching this. Give my babies a hug and kiss from me. But yeah, but let's go ahead and jump right in, shall we? It was the summer. It was the summer after freshman year. Um, I was so excited to be a sophomore. I was thinking that I was finally gonna get my permit, learn to drive. Never happened. But it was my 16th birthday rolls around. When I was asked what I wanted for my birthday, it was hamburgers and hot dogs. But they asked, "Did we ask you?" I'm like, You just did." And they asked the other person because apparently they were paying for the food. It was like, "Oh, hamburgers and hot dogs." I was like, "I just said that." But I'm learning like, but I didn't say it out loud because I knew if I did, I would get in trouble. Um, and being in a controlling, abusive environment, like you learn how to gaslight. You learn like different types of ways to blend, be quiet, so you don't get yelled at. Um, but it was the start of my sophomore year. I had my best friend. I was looking forward to seeing. Um, but yeah, at this point, I was like, school was has always been my safety net. It didn't matter what I was going through at home. It didn't matter all about the bullying that was happening to me in school. It was like it was my safety net. Which is part of why I'm scared to actually leave, honestly. But that's it for a different day. But yeah, it's the start of sophomore year. I had like maybe four classes with my best friend, or some of the same classes. So it we got to see each other at lunch, which was really happy. That I didn't feel like such an outsider because she knew, like. But yeah, I also have my friends Divine and Wade. Um, and but yeah, I was also in JRTC again. This year I was a second year, which I loved doing the class. I really did. Like I got into home games for free. I got to march in the parade. That was so fun. Oh my gosh. But yeah, this is also around time when a friend of ours started to come live with us as well. Uh, I think this was the same time. No, wait. No, that's the next episode. Um, but yeah, I really started to become a really like my people pleaser ways really started to set in around this time. Like it didn't matter what I was going through as long as I was making everybody else happy. And it really took a toll on me, like physically, mentally, and emotionally. Like if I was upset, oh, it's like suck it up, you'll be okay. You know, that's like it was also at this point it was like these kids don't need anything. It's like We need love, is what I wanted to say, but I knew I couldn't. Like, children need to be loved. Children need to be understood. Um, but yeah. It was also like I was starting. This is when I really started to try and gain my independence as well. Like I wanted out. Like, and I was willing to do anything to start working toward that independence. I even if like that meant pressuring them to let me go take my permit test, but we never did after I failed the first test because okay, not gonna lie, it took me 7 times to get my permit test, and that was like when I was in my early 20s. So if that tells you anything, but no one would teach me how to drive. That was the thing. Like it took people like moving out to teach me how to drive. That's the sad part right there. Like to them, I guess to my stepdad, I guess it meant that me getting my license was me f- moving like really gaining my independence and him losing his control over me. Because I was the good girl. I was taught to be the good girl, the girl that listened to him, did everything she was told. If she had practice at the school, guess what? She was going to have to cook dinner when she got home. It didn't matter what it's like, but being outside the house for a few hours, it was my happiness, my freedom that I got to enjoy. That I felt very blessed to be a part of JRTC. And this was the year I was actually started doing color guard, um, where I got to hold the flag. That was so fun. Oh my gosh, I miss those days. That was what made high school bearable for me. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. But this was also around the same year became a god I became a godmother to the most beautiful girl out there who's gonna be smuggling contraband into a nursing home for me. You know who you are, You know who you are, Bug. But yeah, this was also around the time that Jody was entering our lives. And I'm using Jody as a pseudonym, so it doesn't really call out. But she and my stepdad was extremely close. Yes. And they thought no one could really see the signs, but everyone saw it. Everyone. And she thought she could be a parent to us. And she was only 6 years old, 8 years older than us. So she already had a kid from her first husband who had custody of. Um, and she had a kid with another guy who didn't even want to be a part of the baby's life and everything. But it was like she was cool at first, but then like her true colors really started to show. Like she hated our guts because one, she hated me more because I was starting to see the coloring on the wall. Yeah, the color on the wall. I knew what was going on. I didn't say anything because I knew to keep my mouth shut. I could never prove it though. But yeah. Then we go on to my first and last military ball. I had a dress on that I had to put on because apparently they didn't like the way it showed my shoulders and it wasn't long enough. But I went in. I got to see my friends. It was nice. But it was my first and last because I had a super boring time, honestly. But I enjoyed it because it felt really nice having that freedom that I didn't get to have. And I also forgot to mention. So the military ball I got to miss my first year was also like I had practice the next day. Um, for color guard, and my stepdad got so mad because it was on a Saturday. And it was in the middle of his workday, but he wasn't the one driving us, so it didn't even need to affect him, but he wanted to have all control over that. But yeah. But I also got to the point where there was like some days where it would get canceled and I would pretend to have practice and skip and go walk across the Walmart with my friends. because it was like I was being rebellious. Like I really just needed that freedom. And this is where like um Toby, I'm gonna call him Toby, was living with us, helping with us and everything, and he became a vital part of the family. We're still we're Facebook friends to this day, but he was really awesome, and he stayed with us for almost a year or two, year and a half. Um, so, but yeah, like he's also a dad now, which is really great, and he's married, so I'm really happy for him. But yeah, but like that, spending time with my friends after school is just like the few hours I needed, so I could avoid everything going on at home. Because I just wanted stability. I just wanted to be happy and free. And being in a controlled environment like that, it really takes an effect on you. But yeah. But that is it for this episode. I will see y'all next time. Y'all have a great day.